Wait, you can be arrested for putting a donkey in your bathtub in Arizona? And before you laugh this off as internet nonsense, I have the actual legal code right here, and the true story behind it is absolutely wild. What if I told you that America's dumbest laws aren't dumb at all? What if every single one of these bizarre regulations that we mock online actually emerged from real disasters, genuine tragedies, and moments of pure human chaos that forced lawmakers to say, "We need a law for this"? I spent weeks digging through dusty government archives, old newspaper clippings, and actual court records to uncover the shocking truth behind America's weirdest laws. And what I discovered will completely change how you see these ridiculous regulations forever. The historical reality. Let's start with that Arizona donkey bathtub law, because the real story is absolutely insane. Picture this, it's 1924 in Kingman, Arizona. A mess of flash flood tears through the town. These desert floods are no joke. They can move cars and destroy homes in minutes. As the waters rise, rescue teams are frantically searching for survivors when they hear this desperate braying sound coming from a partially submerged house. They break down the door, wade through muddy water, and find Mrs. Eleanor Mitchell's prized donkey stuck in her porcelain bathtub, terrified and unable to get out. Now, here's where it gets expensive. The rescue operation required 4 men, specialized equipment, and nearly 6 hours to safely extract this panicking 400-pound animal without injuring it or the rescuers. The town council received a bill for $300 equivalent to about $4,500 today just for this one donkey rescue. According to the Kingman Daily Miner from August 15, 1924, this wasn't even the first bathtub animal incident that year. So yes, Arizona Revised Statute 13-2910.07 technically makes it illegal to allow livestock in bathtubs, but suddenly it doesn't seem so stupid, does it? This law exists because someone literally had to risk their lives to save a donkey from a bathtub during a natural disaster. And this pattern repeats everywhere. Take Fairbanks, Alaska's famous moose on sidewalks ordinance. The Fairbanks Daily News Miner documented 47 moose-related injuries between 1987 and 1989, including a tourist who was trampled while trying to take a selfie. Yes, even in 1989, people were being stupid for photos. Here's what really fascinates me. We laugh at these laws because we've completely lost the context. We see no moose on sidewalks and think it's absurd, but we've forgotten that a 1,500-pound wild animal wandering through downtown is actually terrifying. Exploring contrasting viewpoints. Now, I know what you're thinking, and honestly, a lot of legal experts agree with you. Professor Miranda Hayes from Stanford Law School argues in her 2019 paper Legislative Overreach in Municipal Governance that many of these hyper-specific laws represent government overreach, creating unnecessary bureaucracy instead of addressing root causes. She points out that instead of banning donkeys in bathtubs, Arizona could have focused on flood preparedness or animal evacuation protocols. Instead of restricting moose, Fairbanks could have invested in wildlife corridors or public education. And there's compelling evidence for this perspective. The American Legislative Exchange Council found that over 40,000 new laws are passed annually across all U.S. jurisdictions, with approximately 23% addressing incidents that affected fewer than 100 people. Critics argue this creates a legal system so complex that average citizens can't possibly know all the rules they're supposed to follow. There's truth to this criticism. Some laws do seem disproportionate to their triggering events. Connecticut's famous law against walking backwards after sunset while eating a pickle, that allegedly stems from a single 1948 incident where someone tripped and sued the city. One clumsy person created a law that technically affects millions. Finding common ground. But here's where both sides miss something crucial. These laws reveal something profound about human nature and social evolution. Every weird law is essentially a tiny time capsule, preserving a moment when society collectively decided that something specific needed to stop happening. There are archaeological evidence of past chaos, frozen in legal language. Consider Vermont's law requiring written permission to paint a horse. This traces back to the 1890s when con artists would paint old horses to look younger and sell them at inflated prices. The law wasn't about restricting art, it was about preventing fraud that was bankrupting farmers. And this is what I find genuinely beautiful about these laws. They prove that democracy actually works, just in really weird ways. Someone faced a problem so absurd, so specific, that they had to convince their neighbors, their city council, their state legislature that this particular thing needed to be illegal. Think about the social dynamics involved. Mrs. Mitchell had to stand up in a town meeting and argue, "We need to make it illegal to keep donkeys in bathtubs because mine got stuck during the flood and it cost the town a fortune." And enough people said, "You know what? She's right. Let's make that a law." Broader implications and questions. This raises fascinating questions about how we balance individual responsibility with collective protection. Should society make laws to prevent every possible stupid decision? Or do these laws actually represent something more sophisticated, a form of institutional memory that prevents us from repeating expensive mistakes? What's your breaking point? At what level of absurdity would you personally draw the line and say, "Okay, we need a law for this"? Because I guarantee you, someone in your town has done something so monumentally ridiculous that you've thought, there should be a law against that. And here's the really mind-bending part. In 50 years, people will probably laugh at our current laws. They'll think it's hilarious that we needed specific regulations about drone usage, cryptocurrency trading, or social media privacy. Our common sense laws will seem just as bizarre to future generations as donkey bathtub regulations seem to us today. So maybe the real question isn't whether these laws are dumb, maybe it's what our current obvious laws reveal about the chaos we're living through right now. And what laws are we creating today that future YouTubers will mock in 2075? Because if there's one thing I've learned from digging into America's legal history, it's this. Behind every stupid law is a story so ridiculous, so perfectly human, that you couldn't make it up if you tried. What do you think? Are these laws evidence of government overreach, or are they actually brilliant solutions to genuinely bizarre problems? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you know the real story behind any weird laws from your town, I want to hear them. Some of you probably have stories that would make the donkey in bathtub incident look completely normal,